The story opens in a dress boutique where Xenia, a seamstress, is working on a gown for her client Sonia, who's about to be married. Sonia asks about her own wedding, and Xenia admits she hasn't had yet. Just then, Xenia's baby daughter, Paulina, starts fussing. Sonia's fiancé, Victor, steps in to soothe her, despite the supposed bad luck of him being around before the wedding. Grateful, Xenia looks at Victor, while Sonia jokes that he's practicing for fatherhood. Later, at home, Xenia tries calling her boyfriend, Kira, but gets no answer. She heads to his art studio, only to find him with another woman. Devastated, Xenia flees, but Kira sees her and angrily scolds her for intruding. The next day at work, Xenia can't hold back her tears. Her colleague Kate notices and, after hearing the story, advises her to act like nothing happened to keep Kira's interest. At home, Xenia's mother is taking care of Paulina. When Xenia finds sketches of the woman she caught Kira with, her heartbreak deepens. Her mother steps in, putting the sketchbook away, reminding Xenia that she can't force Kira to stay if he doesn't want to. Saddened, Xenia worries Paulina will grow up without a father, but her mother encourages her to let go, unless she plans to cast a spell to make Kira love her. The next day, Xenia goes to Kira's parents' house to find him, as he's been ignoring her calls. His mother, cold and distant, refuses to come down and makes Xenia feel unwelcome. Frustrated, Xenia leaves, only to see Kira with his new girlfriend. Desperate, she tries to talk to him privately, telling him she won't tolerate his cheating. Kira snaps, saying he doesn't want to be with her and owes her nothing. In anger, Xenia lunges at him, scratching his face. He wipes his blood with a handkerchief, tossing it to her as he walks away, unaware he's left her with the means for revenge. Xenia takes the blood-stained cloth to Aza, a gypsy woman. In Aza's kitchen, Xenia explains her heartbreak, and Aza asks if she truly wants Kira forever. Xenia says yes, and Aza explains a spell that must be cast during a wedding between two people truly in love. She warns Xenia that if Kira's love isn't genuine, the spirits will be angered. After giving Xenia a list of items, Aza cuts her palm, handing her a piece of meat and telling her to recite the spell until the meat rots. A few days later, Xenia sneaks into Sonia and Victor's wedding to cast the spell. Inside the church, she notices a man named Oleg approach Sonia, who quickly leaves him and heads inside. As the ceremony begins, Xenia's into the attic, preparing for the ritual above the unsuspecting couple. Xenia winds 2 candles together, drips her blood onto the handkerchief with Kira's blood, and then burns it. She then puts the spoiled meat in her mouth, trying not to gag. Downstairs, the wedding ends, and as Sonia and Victor exit, Xenia hurries to leave but collapses in their path. Later, Sonia sits in a hospital chair, still in her wedding dress and visibly upset, as Oleg comforts her, and she wonders if the wedding was cursed. Meanwhile, Xenia wakes up to see Victor, a doctor, at her bedside. She apologizes for ruining the wedding, but he reassures her. As he leaves, he searches for Sonia, only to find her in a passionate embrace with Oleg. That night, Xenia wakes up in her hospital room and sees mud on the windowsill. Turning, she sees Kira standing there, looking unkempt and asking for forgiveness. Pleased her spell worked, Xenia forgives him, and he carries her out of the hospital to spend the night together in his studio. In the morning, Kira admires her beauty and asks her to pose in the sunlight, which she happily does. They later visit Xenia's mother, where Kira boards up a broken window. While Xenia offers her mother to stay with them, Kira quietly tells her mother to decline so she won't disturb them. Back at the studio, Kira, frustrated with his sculpting, proposes to make a mold of Xenia's face. Later, Victor visits the boutique to discuss Sonia's dress. He praises Xenia's work, briefly holding her hands before pulling away awkwardly. Looks down and is startled to see another pair of ghostly hands gripping hers, followed by a sudden pain in her side. Victor offers to drive her to the hospital, but Kira shows up, attacking him in a jealous rage. Xenia separates them, and Kira apologizes as Victor hands him some gauze. That night, Kira takes Xenia to his parents' house for dinner, where he attempts to mend things by proposing. Xenia asks for time to consider, prompting his mother to laugh. Infuriated, Kira demands the family ring, but his mother refuses, calling Xenia unworthy. Enraged, Kira calmly takes scissors and cuts off his mother's finger to retrieve the ring, attacking his father when he tries to intervene. Kira kneels to put the ring on Xenia's finger, but his father tackles him, urging Xenia to run. She tries to escape, but the gate locks behind her. Kira approaches, asking if she was going to Polina. She nervously asks if Polina is safe, but he doesn't answer. Later, Xenia finds Polina left alone in his studio. Kira insists they belong only to each other, and Xenia, crying, admits casting a spell. Laughing, Kira knocks her out. She wakes up submerged in plaster, horrified as he pours plaster over Polina. She escapes with her daughter and nearly gets hit by a car. The driver helps her, but Kira chases them on his motorcycle. They evade him, and Xenia finally feels safe at Victor's house. The next morning, Victor sees Kira's body at the hospital and learns he died of a head injury. Xenia is still haunted by visions of him. Victor takes her to the morgue, where Kira's body suddenly reanimates, terrifying her. Victor decides to take Xenia to Oz's, where she confesses to the spell. Ozza suggests summoning the demon, who reveals through Victor that Xenia promised him her soul. The demon grows violent, nearly killing her, but Ozza's mother intervenes just in time. Victor, horrified by the leaves Xenia, refusing to be part of her dark dealings. Ozza's mother tells Xenia that to trick the demon, she must reverse the spell by recreating the wedding. Xenia heads to a church determined to break free. Meanwhile, Victor, now at the hospital, confesses to Sonia that he never truly loved her. Suddenly, Sonia is attacked by an apparition of Kira, which changes her mind, and she joins them at the church. At the church, Xenia is attacked but is saved by Ozza's mother. As they reenact the wedding, Xenia tries to reverse the spell, but a powerful force throws her back. Sonia, possessed by the demon, lashes out, but Ozza's mother manages to expel the demon. After the struggle, Sonia, in Xenia's mother's voice, reveals that Polina is missing. Xenia and Victor rush home, finding a mask that leads them to Kira's studio. There, Xenia discovers her mother and Polina hiding, while the figure of her mother is revealed as Kira. Kira attacks Victor, and in desperation, Xenia agrees to give up her soul, making Kira disappear. Xenia reassures Victor, then quietly submerges her in a tub of plaster, sacrificing herself. In a haunting vision, she glimpses an alternate life with Victor and Polina. But in reality, she walks down an aisle in a black wedding dress, surrounded by stone figures, where Kira awaits her at the altar. Thanks for watching.